It all started from here, Starfleet Academy, where you graduated from ensign to captain and got command of your own starship. The first decision that you needed to make was who will join your crew, your team in the endeavors that you're going to have in Star Trek Online. In this video, you guys are going to learn all about bridge officers, and have you ever asked yourself why are you using that particular bridge officer in your endeavors that you're doing in Star Trek Online? Channel subscription is also available on my awesome channel. If you want to support the content that I'm making and me personally, this is how you can do this. Now, I already made another video with all of the bridge officers and how you can control them. There are lots of tips and tricks in that particular video. I would highly recommend you guys giving that a watch. Link in the video description below and also on the card on the top right of this particular video. Why are you using that particular bridge officer? Does it have to do with something that it's like reminiscent from a TV show? Is it reminiscent because if you've watched the movie and you're like, hey, I want that particular bridge officer, her or him, in my endeavors because it reminds me of this in this particular episode, or you know, it's kind of like history and you kind of like it? Or is it just because, hey, I like this bridge officer the way it looks? Both of them are, or at least all of the answers that you're going to give to those questions are justifiable by yourself, and those are all good. But I just want to give you guys just a little bit of an edge. On this video, we're going to talk about what actually is a bridge officer and what does it make him or her unique to its own profession. But anyway, let's get this video started. As you guys see on the background, we have like 4 bridge officers up here. We got Julian Bashir, we got Nyota Uhura over here, Sarish Mina over here, and also Geordi LaForge. Now, all of them are unique to their traits. We got a science. I believe Nyota is an engineer. Let me check. Yes, she's an engineer. We got a tactical and also another engineer over here, but they come with their own abilities. And let's say Geordi LaForge and Nyota Uhura are, both of them are engineer, and they have engineering bridge officer abilities. Now, by itself, that is kind of like the same, because an engineer with another engineer are basically identical, because you can retrain your bridge officers into new abilities, and both of them can have the same ability as long as they are engineer. And same can be said about the tactical, and same can be said about the science. So why do you actually take Bashir and not somebody else that is also a science officer? Why do you take Sarish Mina, that's a tactical, instead of another tactical bridge officer? What makes them unique? What makes them different from one another? So I've thought about this a couple of days ago, and like, why am I actually taking these particular bridge officers into combat, and what makes them unique? So the only thing that makes bridge officers unique is their traits. And in lots of videos that I'm seeing, like build videos, or you know, make your ship do this better or that better, dish out more DPS in this or in that particular video, I've never, or at least not a lot of people are actually you know, paying attention to this part. So I'm going to make this video and, you know, give you guys a little bit of insight to what I've actually thought about, and did some research to why these particular bridge officers, or at least not these, but there are some of them that are very, very good for enhancing your DPS, if that's the thing that you want to do. This video is all about that. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a backstory to how many, or it is not a backstory, but I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of like what makes these particular bridge officers right here unique. So if you go over here to the character status, there is also a character status for all of your bridge officers, and there is a tab over here to traits and skills. Now, skills, as I'm going to show you on one other of mine right here, Gabriel Lorca. I basically learned him the new profession, or at least not the new profession, the specializations over here. So I got Command, Unlock, Intelligent, Miracle Worker, Pilot, and Temporal. All of them have been unlocked on this particular character, and also all of the abilities that he can learn, except for, like, you know, stuff that could be obtained through log boxes. I have not watched them, how much they actually cost on the exchange to buy these things, but all of the bridge officer ability that are available, I've actually unlearned, or at least learned for this particular bridge officer. That is also command abilities, intel, miracle worker, pilot, and temporal, and I've done that for all of the abilities that he is able to learn for for whatever is available currently, and for whatever I want him to be unlocked. And I've did that in multiple characters, and I only did it on some of them, not all of them, and that has to do with the trait that I was talking about right here. So let's take Geordi LaForge as an example right here. Each bridge officer has 4 personal traits. Now these traits are not, I repeat, these are not, you cannot learn new traits or swap them with newer traits, and this is only available for the bridge officers. So all of them have like 4 different, or some of them have like the same trait, but in general they have 4 different traits altogether. Some of them have a trait that is available for space, and also some of them have a trait that's available for ground. So as you're going to see, and obviously we're talking about DPS, the highest amount of damage that you're going to do with your particular ship, traits are definitely a bonus that your particular ship is going to do. So, talking about space right here, Geordi LaForge only has 1 trait that is active for space. Julian Bashir has 2 traits that is available for space. He has leadership, that basically gives you a 3% in starship hull regeneration and per minute in combat, starship hull regeneration per minute out of combat, and also a resistance rating of to duration of subsystem offline. But he also has this thing, a space warfare specialist, giving you 5% in defensive maneuvering, weapon accuracy, weapon specialization, and also weapon amplification, all of them plus 5. So is it beneficial for you to grab Geordi LaForge, or I'm just giving an example? Is it going to be beneficial for Geordi LaForge or Julian Bashir to be in your bridge officer seating? These things right here, I would say it's more beneficial for Julian Bashir because he has 2 space trait ability that is going to be unlocked whenever you're going to equip him in your bridge officer seating for your ship. The same goes for Nayoda Uhura over here. She has leadership. She also has a tactician, energy weapon training, and projectile weapon training. So energy-based weapon is going to deal more DPS, and also projectile torpedoes and all that thing is going to do more damage if you slot her. So is it better for Sirish Mina to be in your bridge officer seating in space? No, because she has none of the space trait abilities. So you guys kind of understand what I'm going for with this. If you want to be the best out there in DPS wise, and this has nothing to do with whatever items you are currently equipping on your ship right here. So it's not nothing has to do with your weapons, all of the gear, the consoles that you're using. This is just talking about the traits that a particular person, or bridge officer in this case, is using. So Nayoda Uhura is definitely one of them that you're going to have in your, or at least must have in your bridge officer seating in your stations. I have her right here because she has those 2 traits. Another one is Julian Bashir. Now Julian Bashir, I already show you guys this guy has 2 traits, so it's definitely space warfare specialist is going to give you all of those, and that is just a no-brainer. The other one is also, or at least this is good to mention, it's not the best one, is the hierarchy species. Some of them actually call them as the potato head, because he is basically based on a potato for a head. The the species is kind of funny, and that is to do with this particular trait that he is using. 1.5% bonus all damage, and also starship stealth if you're using that. Also efficiency when power levels are low is going to increase that because he has the starship warp core efficiency. Now another one to mention, like I said earlier, Gabriel Lorca right here. Gabriel Lorca has also leadership, so you're going to get whole regeneration in combat and out of combat. But also he has this thing, Superior Space Warfare Specialist. Now Nayuda Ora had Julian Bashir had Space Warfare Specialist, giving you +5, but this guy Gabriel Lorca over here has the superior version of the same trait that basically gives you +6 to maneuvering, accuracy, critical chance, and critical severity. So understandably, these guys are something that you might be interested in grabbing, because these guys have the traits that is very, very useful in your abilities in space. Another one to be mentioned, and this is probably something that you might not be able to obtain right away, because you kind of need to go to a fleet holding for this. This is going to be one of the Cantari bridge officers. These guys are amazing. I bought myself 2 of them, a engineer and a tactical, and I highly recommend you guys grabbing them, because these guys have 3 inert abilities or traits that are going to be active whenever you equip them on your bridge officers seating right here, because these are just the bomb. These are just the ones that you kind of need. Cantari Ferocity, I'm gonna skip that because this is definitely good, and I'm going to save this for last. Also leadership, basically in and out of combat, starship whole regeneration, and also what's it called, resistance to duration of subsystem online, so it's not going to be able to knock your system offline really quickly. And also superior efficiency, so this guy has, whenever your power levels are going to be low, it's going to be more efficient. So whenever you're going to drop, let's say like you're not going to put a lot of power into shields, this thing is going to level that one up a little bit. So most of them are using efficiency and leadership, so your power levels are definitely going to be higher, and also your whole regeneration is going to be higher. But getting to the best part right here, the Cantari Ferocity. While this trait is slotted, you and you kill any target, so after a successful kill of any target, so any enemies, you will gain a stacking damage boost maximum of 5 stacks. And I've done some research. These Cantari Ferocity buffs, they do not stack, so there is no particular reason to slot 2, let's say 2 bridge officers from the Cantari. These are only available once, so keep that in mind. Stack up to 5 times, with each stacking granting 2% increase in damage that's going to last for 15 seconds. Now the best thing about this thing is that each successful kill is going to reset this 15-second duration. Let's say you just killed one particular enemy in space, you're going to get 15 seconds, and then 5 seconds after that you kill another one. Then when you're going to kill the next enemy, the second enemy, you're going to reset this 15-second duration with a 4% increasement in your damage output, and it is bonus all damage right here. So each successful kill is going to give you +2 in bonus all damage for the next 15 seconds, and each time you kill something, the 15-second duration is going to reset. So if you kill a lot of small enemies, you're going to get a +10 bonus to all damage within the next 15 seconds. A must-have in your arsenal if you want to have the best damage output, and because this is all damage, this is also applies for the science amongst us that are going to do, you know, science-based damage. So before I close down the video, it's also good to mention that there are a couple of Romulan bridge officers you can obtain through the Romulan fleet holdings, and these have the trait the superior Romulan operative that's going to yield you, or is going to give you when slotted, a +2 in critical chance, +5 in critical severity, and also +15 power recharge speed for cloaking. So if you're utilizing cloaking and battle cloaking a lot, these guys is something that you might want to invest in, or maybe grab yourself one of these guys. Definitely worth mentioning. +2 in critical chance, +5 in critical severity per bridge officers that you're going to have equipped on your ship. Short video. There are, in the duration of Star Trek, like 10 years from now, there has been a lot of bridge officers that Cryptic, the developers of Star Trek Online, have given us, and these are just a few that you can obtain. So thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to see you guys on the next video. Take care. Later.